Alright, hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Princess Connect Redive video. Today I'm doing my own tier list for the top 5 most underrated characters in the entire game, in my opinion. Keyword opinion. Literally, this is my opinion, so if you guys can completely disagree with me, that is completely fine. But this is my opinion for the top 5 most underrated characters in the entire game. Now, there isn't going to be any 3 stars on this list. I did want to put Anna. Honestly, I was really debating putting Anna at 5. There's a lot of characters you could put at 5 and stuff that I really was deciding between Anna and a few other characters to put at number 5. I think Nina I had in my mind as well, but it's going to be one stars and 2 stars. That's all that's going to be in the top 5 most underrated. Also, I will be pulling up their characters' kits inside the game and showing you why I think they're personally underrated in my opinion. So without further ado, let's start off the list. And at number 5, I'm going to be putting our girl Uzuna. Now, I say that, and as I was making this video, I had to redo this entire video because I had Uzuna at number 1 before the clan battle started. But Uzuna has gotten a lot of showing in clan battle recently. I do think she is still underrated, but everyone knows how crazy Uzuna is. Let's go ahead and pull up Uzuna in-game right now. She's currently, obviously, at max level because I've been using her a lot in clan battle. Now, obviously, this is her rank 9.5. So she isn't at rank 10 yet, so she doesn't have the most physical attack in the world. But with basically all of the rank 9 equips with her really high defenses, she has extremely good defenses, along with the guaranteed crit ability, of course, on her Union Burst, which is probably, I think this is probably the most broken ability to have in the entire game, is just guaranteed crits. Because critting obviously means higher score and stuff. So let's go ahead and continue down on her skills. Obviously, she also has the mini missile, which is also a guaranteed critical hit, which is also another extremely broken ability. Obviously, having guaranteed crits is crazy. And then she boosts her on physical attack by 1545, and then she boosts her on physical attack by 1545 once again. With 2 of her skills, she just boosts her on physical attack. Now, the only downside I could see to Uzuna is she does have really low TP regeneration abilities. Like, it takes her quite some time to get up to her Union Burst, but when she does, it hits like a truck. So basically, if you can get her surrounded with some TP support, or if you could somehow have her get hit sometimes without having her take too much damage, she'll be able to launch out these Union Bursts left and right, and she will be destroying enemies with her guaranteed crits. I still think she is an absolute great character to farm into at the start of the game, especially when you're in the lower levels, like maybe like 40, 50, 60, and you're playing through the story. I do think Uzuna, if you can get her up to 3 stars and have her as like your main DPS and basically have her covered, she will carry you through the story until later on, of course, once you get into like the hard mode, like stages 11, 10, and 12. Once again, we will put Uzuna at rank 5 in our tier list, and we'll move on to rank 4. Now, top 4, once again, it's going to be another DPS character that I do think has been seeing a lot more shine recently in the clan battle. Now, before in my old tier list, I had Hiyori at rank 3, but obviously Hiyori has been seeing more playing time in clan battle. She does a lot of damage in clan battle. She's a great replacement for Hiyori. If you do not have a Hiyori for some reason at 5 stars, but you have a Hiyori at 5 stars, I do think Hiyori can kind of replace Hiyori. Obviously, you can't really replace Hiyori in terms of damage-wise, but Hiyori at a high star level will make up for that damage. Once again, let's go ahead and pull up in the game. Let's head over to our girl Hiyori. I believe I have her like level 90. Yeah, so here's my Hiyori. Level 97, I do have her at 4 stars. She's missing 2 of these things, and they're not refined as well. So take her defenses with a grain of salt, because her defenses obviously can be much better. Obviously, she is a front character. She's rocking really high defenses, as I said, considering none of these are refined, which is really impressive. I mean, obviously, over 135 physical defense is very good. And she is in one of the higher front spots, so having physical defense is really good. So what makes Hiyori so good? So her Hiyori Rush, obviously, is going to deal physical damage to the enemy, and it's going to do physical damage to enemies in range. But Hiyori's Union Burst, I have found not to do a lot of damage. It's not her main staple of what makes her so good and what makes her a great clan battle character. Let's go ahead and pull up a different character here to compare her damage to. Here's Tamaki. So here's a 3-star Tamaki, obviously. Tamaki, 3-star. She's at rank 8 as well, so she's not even as high as our Hiyori. Obviously, Hiyori is a higher star level. And as you can see, her skill, her Union Burst, does 19,600 damage to an enemy. Obviously, this is much lower, only at 11,000. So I found her Union Burst to be kind of on the lighter hitting scale of attacks, especially since it's not one big attack, and it's kind of like it's like an Aura JoJo's Punch, like stand rush ability. So you're not going to get like one chance to do one crit and have it hit for a lot of damage. It's many chances for many crits. So I guess it can boost your damage in that sense, but at the same time, you know, it's not doing one big 11,000 damage. It's multiple small amounts of damages that add up to 11,000 in total. But as I said, I don't think her Union Burst is what makes her good. It's what her skills do is what makes her crazy. So here is her Kitty Kapow, 7,500 physical damage to an enemy. I think this is a very, very good ability. And then this is what makes her good right here. It's going to boost her own physical attack by a moderate amount. Obviously, this is not as good as Kyori's insane 5-time stacking skill ability that Kyori has. But Hiyori has like a mini version of that, which I think makes her kind of underrated in that sense. And she also boosts her own physical attack with her EX skill, of course. But I definitely do think she can be a very, very good damage dealer. And she has been seeing some playing time in Clan Battle, which is why, obviously, I have her at 4 and not higher on the list. So for rank 3, I'm actually going to go ahead and toss our girl Sumagi onto this list. Now let's just jump right into talking about Sumagi right away, because there's a lot of me to say about Sumagi. She does a lot of different stuff. Now, I say she's underrated, yet I really haven't upgraded her too much. I have her here at rank 8. She is still at 2 stars for me, obviously, because she does not have a farmable stage yet. As we would see, you cannot get it unless you use Divine Amulets, which I think using Divine Amulets on any character besides limited character is kind of a stupid idea. But let's go ahead and talk about her skills. What makes Sumagi so good, and what I think what makes her underrated, is she has this crazy Union Burst, which draws the furthest enemy in range slightly closer, and then knocks the closest enemy back slightly. So what it does is it draws the mages, the archers, it draws them forward. Anyone who's in the back line, any midline characters like Ilya, it will draw them forward, and it will knock the tanks or any of the frontline characters back slightly. It makes her insanely strong in arena. She is a definite arena killer. If you've seen a 5-star Sumagi, she destroys in like any arena stage. It's like if you see somehow there's some whale out there that probably has a 5-star Sumagi. I will tell you that I've seen what she can do, and she is an absolute beast. This Union Burst is no joke. Running someone immobile for a set period of time is extremely powerful. Then she also has this skill, which draws the enemy in the second position slightly closer, which means it draws them up to the tanks, which means any like frontline AoE attackers like, I don't know, Ninon or Reno, it'll allow them to hit them as well. So that is also very good. And then she also has this ability, which I think is probably her strongest ability. Deals small physical damage. Obviously, doesn't do much damage, but that's not the point of it. What you want to look about here is like this entire paragraph that she has for her skill effect. Reduces movement speed of enemies in range for a set period of time, okay? And then reduces action speed of enemies in range for a set period of time. That is insane. Reducing enemies' action speed and their movement speed is going to combo really, really well, considering she's going to be knocking the enemies all around the board and all that stuff, and she's going to be knocking enemies out of places. She's going to be knocking the tanks backwards. She's going to be bringing the farthest enemies closer. She's going to be bringing the second position enemy closer, and they won't be able to move back to their position fast because it's going to be reducing their movement speed and their action speed, which means they won't be attacking you as much, which just means you're basically going to overwhelm them with Sumagi's skills. Obviously, and then her EX skill just gives her a boost to her own physical defense. Her physical defense, obviously, is insanely good, especially when she gets this EX skill active. She's going to be so strong physically in terms of defense. But that's Sumagi. I do think she's pretty underrated. I don't see anyone talking about her that much. I know there's some people who talk about her a little bit, but I don't personally see many people talking about her at all. Alright, so next character we're going to go ahead and grab is, I'm going to go ahead and grab our girl Misoto. Now, Misoto, in my opinion, I think she is also underrated in her own way. I do think she is severely good, but no one really talks about her once again because she does not have a farmable stage yet, unlike Yui. Obviously, Yui is very good. Everyone knows Yui is like the best healer in the game, pretty much. AoE healing, physical defense boost to all allies is also really nice. This is just whatever, just does magic damage. But no one really talks about Misoto. And I don't really know why, because I think, in my opinion, I personally think Misoto... Where's my Misoto at? There she is. I think, in my opinion, Misoto is probably better than Yui. The only problem with Misoto is she's not easily farmable. As I said, she's only attainable from the Divine Amulet shop as of the recording of this video. Keep that in mind. As of the recording of this video, she's only obtainable from the Divine Amulet shop. And as I said before, any characters that pretty much you cannot farm, they're going to be kind of underrated. But here is her Sister's Blessing. This is a extremely powerful ability. It's going to recover allies' HP by 1282, so it's obviously not as much as Yui's, but it's also going to be boosting your allies' magical defense, which is obviously very, very strong. And she also has the Defiant Force ability, which is going to boost magic attack of all allies in range by 561. And she also has another healing ability, which grants HP regen to the foremost ally, which gives them 384 HP regen every second. And obviously, the EX skill boosts her own magic attack. I wish this was defense, because she isn't really meant to be doing damage, I guess. But her magic defense is insane. Obviously, as being a backline mage, her physical defense isn't too much to draw on over. But her magic defense, on the other hand, is extremely powerful. I do think she is probably better than Yui overall, especially on a magical team. I think she is much superior towards Yui. But that goes without saying, this is a 2-star Misoto. 1282 isn't much. Compare that to Yui. But keep in mind, guys, my Yui is she's a 5-star. Like, this is a 5-star Yui with a level 101 and 2.3 thousand. Okay, Misoto at 5-star, I'm assuming is going to be around 2.3 thousand in terms of having her healing, or it might be even higher. I'm not sure. All I know is that at 2 stars, she is actually really decent at 2 stars. And I really would not mind trying to farm this girl higher. And I do think once I get her to 5 stars, I definitely will replace Yui in terms of my dedicated healer. And I'll definitely toss in Misoto instead. I think she's probably going to be much superior to Yui, which is why I have her on the number 2 slot for the most underrated characters in the game. And for number 1, this might come as a shock to some people, but I'm going to put Eriko at number 1. Now, Eriko, once again, just like Uzuna, just like Hiyori, has been seeing some playing in clan battle. I've seen some team builds, guides as well, that have Eriko on their teams for specific bosses, especially during the last clan battle that we just fought, the June clan battle. She's been seeing some playing time here and there, but I do think she is extremely underrated, and that is because me, myself, personally, I have completely underrated this girl, Eriko. Once she gets her unique equipment, she's going to be like the strongest physical attacker for an entire year, and she's going to be extremely, extremely meta in clan battle. But until then, obviously, right now, I think she's a very, very solid and extremely overlooked character, in my opinion. Let me go ahead and pull her up in-game. My Ray is higher than her. Obviously, I still have her at 2 stars, but I realized my mistake, and I have been currently farming for her memory shards, which I've been doing for the past 2 weeks or so by now. So I'm closing in on getting her to 3 stars, but I do want to get her as close to 5 stars as I can, of course, before she gets her unique equipment, because once she gets her unique equipment, she's going to be pretty much the god of physical attacking for quite some time. Now, Eriko's skills, she doesn't have like the most insane skills in the world. She has this Deadly Discipline ability. Now, this isn't extremely useful in clan battle, because you have to beat an enemy in order for you to get your physical attack increase, right? So in order for you to get this boost on physical attack by 900 upon defeating an enemy, obviously you have to kill an enemy. In clan battle, you're not going to be killing an enemy at all. Unless there's multiple enemies, she's not going to be getting the second part of her passive. So we're just going to be doing this 4,000 physical damage to an enemy. Obviously, this isn't leveled up 39, so don't take these skill effects into account. Obviously, this is like a boost physical attack. And then she has a poison skill, which is going to inflict poison onto enemies. And this isn't that crazy, but it's obviously just extra damage over time that she doesn't need to be swinging her attacks to do or popping her union burst and damage to do. So it's just an extra little poison ability. Obviously, EX skill boosts her own physical attack by 15. Now, I do think she is extremely underrated. Once again, her defenses are pretty decent as well, considering she's only ranked 2. Her defenses look to be pretty even. I think she's going to have way more physical defense and magical defense. But I'm pretty sure anyone who has built Eriko and has a high-star Eriko will tell you that I think Eriko is an extremely underrated and very, very powerful physical attacker. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for my tier list. So let me know what you guys think of my tier list on the most underrated characters in the entire game. In my opinion, top 5 characters. And yeah, I hope you guys all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace out, and I'll see you guys all next time.